Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back to a new week, to a series of brand new webinars that we're going to be doing through this week. Before I start, I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. I hope y'all are there. Dhruv and Sarah and people, can you hear me? Just say yes so that I know that you can hear me. Shreya, Palak, can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay, awesome. I got a yes from Shreya. So I'm guessing yes, I can hear. Hi, Priyanka, can you hear me? I'll just wait. Okay, so there are people who can hear me. That's great. All right. Good evening once again to everyone who's here. So, what we're going to do today, mainly it's pertaining, thank you for everyone who's saying yes. It's going to pertain mainly to grade 12 students. So, every week I'm going to come in and give you an update about colleges, about entrance exams in India and abroad so that you know what is happening out there. And I think it's very, very useful information. You need to know when you need to be ready, when you need to be applying to universities. So this is basically for grade 12 students. But when I'm talking about SAT and ACT, 8, 9, 10, 11, y'all also, it's important for you. It's also important for you if you're in the junior grades to know what is happening around the world because so many things could change. Okay, so I'm going to start with the entrance tests first. So as you know, JEE and NEET are going to be in the last week of May. They don't have a date as of yet, but what's going to happen is that you just need to keep checking NTA so you know when it is. You know it's going to be end of May, but we don't know exactly what date. So just start preparing for it. There are also content-based lectures. I went onto the NTA website today. So that's the National Testing Agency. If you go onto their website, there are all these free lectures that you can take for JEE and for NEET. So there's physics, chemistry, biology, and math. So definitely make use of those. Those are IIT professionals or professors who are doing it. So go in. It all talks about all the portions that you will have for JEE and NEET. Okay. Now just moving on to some other common tests that you all most likely will take in grade 12. So NMIMS, anyone looking for BBA or business management, any of them. So the deadline is on the 30th of April. The application deadline is 30th of April. So you've got a few days, like 10 days to go. And the test as of now is on the 9th and 10th of May. Christ University, they also, so today is the application deadline. So anyone who's suddenly decided today you have to submit it online, and then the test is on the 26th of April, which is also going to be online. Then they will have a skills assessment, a micro presentation, a personal interview, all of these from anywhere between the 27th to the 30th of April. Okay, so be ready for those also. They are also going to be through video conferencing. Okay, then there is Symbiosis entrance test, which is the deadline for it is on May 10th. Okay, the registrations close on the 10th of May, and they still don't have it was supposed to be first week of May, but now they've changed their mind. It's not going to be first week of May. They will declare it pretty soon. All right. LSAT. So anyone looking at law or CLAT. So for LSAT, the registration is 22nd of May and the exam is 7th of June. So you still have a little bit of time for that. And CLAT, the exam is 24th of May. So please take note of all of these things, okay? Also keep in mind that all of these tests will be followed by personal interviews or group discussions, and they'll all be held online, virtually, video conferencing, things like that. So make sure that you're getting your interview skills, you're practicing, things like that also need to be done. Okay. With regards to SAT and ACT, now this is for those of you who are thinking of going abroad, grade 11 students, for you especially. Okay. If you are applying next year, if to the US or to Canada or to the UK, any of these, they all take SAT. So now they're going to be, before it was supposed to be in June, there was a test in June. Now that one's cancelled, but from August onwards, there's going to be a test every month. So the first Saturday of every month, August, September, October, November, December, there will be a test, all going to be online. Okay, so they're going to be online SAT tests. That's what they're talking about. They're trying their best because AP is now online. They're hoping to bring SAT online also. ACT, which is another alternative to SAT, it was supposed to be 3rd and 4th of April. Now that's gone. Now it's moved to the 12th and 13th of June. And that's always been online. So then you don't have a problem with that. Okay, coming to curriculum or exams or syllabuses, just want to talk about CBSE really quick. So grade 9, 10, 11, 12, if you have any questions with regards to when exams are or what is going to happen with promotions or, the dates for your final exams, there is an FAQ that they have come out with. So all you need to do is go onto the CBSE website and you will get information. Maybe go through the FAQs to get a little bit more clarity on what needs to be done. Another exam is TOEFL with regards to getting in. So this can be taken at home also. I'm sure all of you knew that. Grade 11 students, this is mainly for you. If you are thinking of going abroad next year, a lot of universities will need TOEFL, TOEFL. It's an English proficiency test. Please try and register over the summer. You should, next couple of months, you better be doing that test, getting it out of the way, because the exam results, there's 2 years validity. So you can always, use it next year. So please, as much as you can, you should get out of the way. Now, with regards to universities, I know a lot of students who applied abroad are looking now at India as an option. I definitely recommend it because you don't know what kind of issues you're going to go through with regards to getting a visa, with regards to finances, things like that. So there are lots of universities that are still open. Some of the ones that I just talked to you about, the entrance test, those are still open. Flame is still open. ISDI, if you're looking for design, that is still open. We talked about Symbiosis and Christ. Obviously, if they're running their entrance exams now, they're still open. Xavier's is open. DU is open. All right. So make a list of colleges, even if you looked abroad, maybe 1 or 2 colleges in India that you want as backup and apply. You don't need to go if everything works out for you and you can travel in the fall. That would be great. But always have a backup so that it's not too late in order for you to apply to these universities. Now, there are some really interesting online courses that you all can do. This is for everybody, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm talking to everyone now. Okay, so there's IIT Kharagpur. Remember, I told you last week that they're giving out free modules for the JEE exam. Okay, for the JEE main, they have free modules that are available for you. Just like that, there is MyPAT. So MYPAT, they also have prep courses for JEE main, for JEE advanced, for BITSAT, and for NTSE. Okay, so make use of all of this. You remember, some of y'all are like, I don't know what to study and where I need to go in order to do these preps. IIT Kharagpur, MYPAT. Okay, these two. Now, IIT Roorkee has launched a new course. It's called a deep learning course that is going to enable youth to upskill themselves, to be ready of how to cope during this time. Okay, so if ever this happens when you all are at a later stage, you will know better as adults how to cope with it. They're doing this to promote e-learning, so it looks like a really good opportunity that you want to make use of, and they're doing it in Palak and Ashna. You all can't hear me. Okay, now can you hear me? Is that better? Ashna and Palak, can you hear me? Because everyone else can hear me. Okay, so they're doing it in partnership with a company, a technology company from the US called cloudxlab.com. Something that you're interested in, go on to the IIT Roorkee, their website, and you'll be able to get more information about it. Okay, there is There is AICTE. Now that's another institution that is offering enhancement in learning with improvement in skills. Okay, so what that means is they have 27 free courses that you can do to learn new skills. What a great idea! You know how good this looks on your CV and on your portfolio and your profile? It's amazing. It's really going to add value to what you're already doing. So this is definitely to help support students and to improve like digital learning. That's what they're trying to do. Okay, then if you look abroad, I think so everyone can hear me, so I'm not sure. Some of you are saying maybe y'all can check your own connections and see. Okay, Harvard University is offering 67 free online courses. So for those of you who can't hear me, these will be available later. Okay, so Hrishikesh, you want me to repeat it again? I will. Just give me, let me go through all of this and I promise you I will repeat these. Okay, so Harvard University is offering 67 free courses, and UC Berkeley has 30 fully online summer sessions also that they are offering to students. Amazing opportunities. Put a plan together for what you can do over the next couple of months. Okay, so also if you have dream universities outside of India or even here in India, check their websites to see if they're going to be offering summer courses, free courses. Everyone is trying to be supportive and flexible right now during this time, so make use of it. Webinars, another big thing. If you would like information about, yes, Bhumi, I have talked about Indian universities, but I will repeat it again. If you are looking for webinars, Bhumi, you can listen to this. So places like NMIMS and Kriya and Ashoka and How to Study in the UK, they are all offering webinars. Okay, and some of the topics is like BTech programs with IBM and Coursera, the scope and opportunities in video game industry, music and the mind. So how the relationship between music and neuroscience, these are all so interesting. Look at the kind of combination subjects that you can put together. Okay, so if you're in 9, 10, 11, I encourage you to take part in some of these webinars, get more information to see what kind of options are there for you so you can take an informed decision after grade 12. There is also, they're talking about higher education for in the UK. There's also astronomy and data science revolution, and then myths and facts about artificial intelligence and machine learning. So if you're interested in watching any of these webinars, we're going to put up our email address here. It's guideme@univariety.com, and then I can send you the details and the link. It is for students of grade 9, 10, 11, 12, for parents, educators, students. So anyone out there, if you're interested in any of these, you can you can actually be a part of this webinar. Any courses for hardware development? Not that I know of, Arunav, but if you look at Harvard's the kind of courses that they are offering, maybe they do. And UC Berkeley also, you should definitely look at. Okay, because they all have and you get certificates. All right. Why don't you look at the one, Arunav, from IIT Roorkee? They have a really good one that's come up. Maybe you should look at that one that they're doing with a tech company from the US. So maybe that's something that you can look at for hardware development. Okay, really quickly. So I'm just going to repeat everything. So we did updates on entrance exams and exams in general. So JEE, NEET, we talked about NMIMS and how it's going to be 9th and 10th of May. Christ is 26th of April. The deadline for the application is today. The Symbiosis entrance test, we are not sure as yet. LSAT is going to be on the 7th of June. CLAT is on the 24th of May. And then TOEFL, you can do from home. SAT is going to be online, okay, and ACT is 12th and 13th of June. Go on to the CBSE website. There are FAQs that you can look at with regards to exams and re-exams and promotion policy. All of that is there. Now, universities, a lot of universities and colleges are still open here in India, like Flame and Ashoka and ISDI and all the ones that I just read to you, like Symbiosis, Xavier's, all of them are open. And if you're looking abroad, maybe a good idea to continue to check their websites as they're sending you emails, open it and look at it. Lots of free online courses. So IIT Kharagpur and MyPAT, MYPAT, they're both offering entrance exam prep modules for that. So IIT Kharagpur is only doing JEE, but MyPAT is doing JEE main and advanced, BitSat and NTSC. Okay. You also have IIT Roorkee that is offering you a course to promote e-learning. There's AICTE willing to teach you skills, and they have 27 free courses. Harvard University has 67 free courses that you can do. And you know how expensive it is to study in Harvard? It is very, very, very expensive. So if they are giving you an opportunity to study a free course, you should make use of it. Okay. And UC Berkeley also has summer courses that are available. Lots of webinars. If you want any kind of information with regards to webinars that are going to be run by like NMIMS and Kriya and Ashoka, then definitely write into us and I'm happy to be sending you that link. Okay, let me just take some questions right now. All right, okay, Bhamini, are these courses available for grade 11? Absolutely. 9, 10, 11, 12, anyone can take it. All right. And Bhumi, you want to know some good universities for mass media. So Manipal University is very, very good. There are others, but I'm happy to send you that information. If you can send me an email on to guide me at Univariety, I'm happy to send you that information. Okay. Ma'am, can you please tell about the credits course for summer programs? So sometimes a lot of these you will get credits, maybe 2 credits or 3 credits if you're doing a summer course, which you can, when you go to university in the US, you can transfer and say, hey, I've done this, this is a credit course. But it doesn't necessarily apply to India. Most likely the course that UC Berkeley is offering, which is online, may not have credit. So you have to look at that. It doesn't work against or for in your favor, so it doesn't matter. Just it's about the learning that you're going to get through it that you need to be thinking about, Priyanka. Okay. Any courses for management? So as of now, Sarah, not that, but you can look at the NMIMS website and see if they have any courses that are available for business, and also maybe look at the Harvard University, their website, to see what kind of online courses they have. Okay. What is the age group for Harvard University, Tirtha? Like I said, grade 9 to 12 you can do. All right. What are some good universities for law in India? So Kushi, so the national law schools are most known for their law, but it's highly competitive, very, very difficult to get into. But I know that there is a government law college in Mumbai that is also pretty good. OP Jindal is very good. Symbiosis is very good. So all of these are free, are available to you. Maybe use this time in order to research, look at some of these colleges and see what their requirements are. Okay. Some good classes for IIT in India. So why don't you do some of these courses that they're itself offering, like IIT Kharagpur? Maybe join them, Sahil. Look at IIT Kharagpur and look at the kind of entrance exam prep that they're going to give you, so that because they will know exactly how to crack these exams. Okay, so go and look at their website. Maybe you will get the information that you need, and practice as much as you can, because it's all about that score that you get. Okay. Can you tell me what exam should I pursue to get admission in one of the universities in the US? Bhamini, absolutely. You need to do the SAT or the ACT, one of them. Both of them are aptitude tests. SAT, if you think you're stronger in English. ACT, if you're stronger in the sciences, okay, and math. So you decide for yourself. There are lots of diagnostic tests that you can do in order to see where your potential lies, but it's totally up to you. Okay. Tanveer, you're asking me university for automobiles. Do you mean automobile design? Do you mean automobile engineering? You need to be more specific as to what and where you want to study. And Tanveer, you also have to look at what is a good fit for you as a university. Okay. Just because it's in the top 10 doesn't mean that it's a good fit for you. You need to look at your personality and the skills and your learning styles and find a good match with regards to the university. Okay. Ma'am, can you please guide me regarding business schools in India? There's so many that you can look at. Every college has either a BBA or a BBM that they are offering, Arjit. So it'll all depend on where you are, which state you're looking at. Feel free to write into me at guideme@univariety.com. I'm happy to share a list with you based on what your needs are and which state you're looking at. Okay. Best university for web designing. Okay, wait, 1 minute. I will go into that. So Vidina, I normally what I know web designing, it's hard to find like a bachelor's degree for it. We can look and see like ISDI may have, some of the design schools might have web designing, but what is recommended is that you do a general design course first, so you have experience in everything. Then for your masters, you can specialize in web designing. Don't go straight into web designing, because with web designing, you can do graphic designing, you can do product designing, industrial, so many different types of designing. So get an overview and a background in designing first, and then go in and specialize. Okay. I hope that makes sense for you. How to study well for, okay, that's very specific. So Arjit, I've been talking about how to prepare for entrance exams. So whether it's UPSC exam or whether it's NEET or JEE, the skills of how to prepare for an entrance exam is all the same. So just go back into my webinars. It's on our YouTube channel. Go there, just watch it. You'll be able to find out how best you can prepare for your entrance test. Okay. Okay. Do these courses, so Tirtha, I'm not sure if you'll get a certificate. I know for some of these courses you will get a certificate, like the one by IIT Roorkee. You can look at the Harvard. Normally they do come with a certificate, and of course it is reliable, it's authentic, it's straight from the university. So I'm sure they will give you something acknowledging that you have actually studied there. Okay. So I would definitely recommend it 100%. Is studying psychology in India advisable? Absolutely, Manya. There are some great colleges like Sophia's or Sophia's College, or I think St. Xavier's has a really good one in Bombay. There are a few in Chennai that are really good. In Bangalore, Christ University, you can combine different courses and do, you can do psychology. Up north in Pune, there are courses that you can do. All the liberal art colleges will have psychology, and it's great if you can combine it with something or just do it on its own, because I think in every area psychology is important, whether it's business, whether it is design, whether it's marketing, advertising, you need psychology. Okay. When is the next SAT? So Yashna, as I know, it's going to be in August, but they're going to put out more information. The College Board, I was looking at it today, they don't have much information. They're just saying it's going to be online, but start to prepare for it. Grade 9, 10, 11, you should be preparing for SAT. And how you can do that, you can go on to College Board, you can go on to Khan Academy. All of them have free resources and tests that you can do. A lot of these places have mock tests also. So I saw on the NTA website, for example, you can do a mock test in either JEE or NEET, whatever exam. They have a whole list. Take some of those mock tests. Okay, it's going to be very useful for you. Ma'am, are there any scholarships available for? So Prab Simran, most likely not, especially in the first year. They may have merit-based scholarships for the Ivy League universities, but not all of them provide it. They expect you to pay full tuition. I know they don't have financial aid for sure. They do, but then your chances of getting in will be much slimmer if you're applying for financial aid. What I would recommend is maybe go to a second tier college, which is more affordable, which offers you scholarships if you can't afford it. And then for your master's, try and go to an Ivy League. Okay. IELTS or TOEFL. Bamni, if you're looking at England and Australia, they need IELTS. If you're looking at US and Canada, they need TOEFL. If you're looking at UK and US, I would recommend you do IELTS, because you can submit IELTS to the US also. Does that make sense? If you're not looking at the UK, you don't need to do IELTS at all. As simple as that. Okay. What is the best colleges for journalism? I can send you a list, Amuda. If you're interested, write into me at guideme@univariety.com. It depends. So students, when you're looking for universities, don't just look at the best universities. Like I was telling somebody else, you need to look at what is the best fit for you. That's what you need to look at, whether the kind of college it is and where it is situated and what they're offering, what is the course content. You need to do all of that research. Don't go by brand names, please. Look at the course that they're offering, look at where their graduates are. That's how you choose a university. And I will talk about the different factors you need to take into consideration when choosing a college or a university for yourself. Okay. So is SAT enough for foreign universities or TOEFL? So Nakul, you have to have SAT for the US. And for Canada, for some of the colleges, you might need it, but not otherwise. Otherwise, just your grade 12 marks and TOEFL is enough. Okay. What else? Are there any courses in engineering directly after 10th? Not that I know of. Yes, there are integrated courses, but Milind, you definitely do want to finish grade 12. You know, you're too young to jump into an undergraduate course after grade 12. That's my recommendation. Okay. So Anmol, you're asking me a career regarding acting. So there are places like Whistling Woods and some other places in Bombay, which I can't remember right now. What I would first suggest before you get into a career in acting is probably do an internship or a job shadowing to see what that is going to be like. It's a very, very competitive, field. It's a make or break. You really have to, persevere and work really hard. I would suggest that you do like a psychology course or a business course and then do acting courses on the side, but have something concrete that you are doing and do acting alongside it. I hope that makes sense. So you're asking me, Soham, I would recommend BSc IT, Bachelor of Science, and I actually both of them. It all depends on what you want to do. A BCA is something that is only offered here in India, so I think it would be better if you do a BSc in IT, because then if you decide to go abroad, like to the West Coast and in the US, to California, they will recognize a Bachelor of Science in IT. They may not be too familiar with the Bachelor of Computer application. Okay. So it all depends on your long-term career plan. Okay. So MBA versus business schools abroad, which is better? Pranav, I'm not sure which grade you're in right now, but MBA only comes after BBA. So you're thinking far too ahead. You should actually just look at doing business first, either here in India or abroad. Abroad, they don't have a BBA or a BBM. What they have is a general business course, and you'll study lots of different types of businesses, and then you will go into an MBA. And in order to go into an MBA, you have to work a minimum of 2 years. You need to have 2 years work experience, and then only can you go. So you still have time. First, figure out where you want to study business. Okay. What stream should I choose after 12 if I appear for UPSC? I think science, I don't know, it depends on your, see, I can't generalize. It all depends on your aptitude, Arjit. I don't know you as a student. It wouldn't be right for me to tell you what stream would be best for you. But if you send me, if you've done a psychometric test on our Univariety portal, or if you've done anything like interest or whatever, then I can look at it and kind of recommend. I wouldn't be doing justice if I just recommended without even knowing you as a student, what percentage you're getting, all of that kind of thing. Okay. Okay. So, Manya, you're asking me about archaeology and specialization in history. So, I think just do humanities here in India first, and then you can go abroad and look. There are tons of, I've just been doing some research for a girl who's looking at archaeology and also anthropology, and there are tons of colleges that offer those combinations, especially in the UK and US. So, but I would recommend for you to just do a BA in history first here in India, and then you can go abroad. All right. I want to get into science journalism, but there isn't such a hybrid course. No. So just do journalism. Okay, Yash, just do journalism first, and then you can look, unless you want to go abroad. So I have students who are doing like sports journalism and stuff in the UK. So if that's something that you want to pursue and your parents are okay with you going abroad, then you can definitely do that. But otherwise, you can just do a BA journalism course here and then pursue it after. Okay. How shall I realize which university is best suited? Can you highlight the ways to select that? Sneha, that's a whole different topic. I will touch upon it next week. Maybe that'll be one of the things that I do, factors to consider. I took it off because there are other things that we wanted to talk about this week. Okay. How do I get into LSE if there's not enough finance? So Tanya, keep it for your masters. If finance is an issue, then you need to keep it. Getting into LSE is highly competitive, but we also have really good places here that you can go in order to do like Lady Shri Ram, all of those in really good economics programs here. So you don't need to. Maybe look at it for your masters, don't look at it for your bachelors. That's all I can tell you right now. Okay. IELTS versus SAT versus TOEFL. So Rhythm Goal, IELTS and TOEFL are English aptitude tests or English proficiency tests. So they test your level of English. So it's only an English test. There's reading, writing, speaking, and listening. SAT is an aptitude test, and it's in English and in math. Okay, and there are about 5 different sections. So there's reading and there's writing and there's essay writing, things like that. And it's very it's time, all of them are time sensitive. Okay, and for most places in the US you'll need both SAT and TOEFL. Okay. So, ma'am, I'm in the 11th standard. I've taken commerce. Ma'am, please guide me for more options. So, I talked about this last time. There are different options that you can do after doing a BCom. I don't know, after doing commerce. Siddhant, I don't know if you have math. If you don't have math, then your choices are much less. So, only a BCom in some places is available. Otherwise, you can do a BBM or a BCom or finance, hospitality. All of these are open. BSc economics, all of these are open to you. Those are your choices. All depend on the kind of interest that you have. Ma'am, tell me the online courses which will help me entering into law colleges. So as of now, I don't know if there are any online courses which you can do, but you can look, Agam, for sample tests that will help you with your LNAT and your CLAT, okay, or LSAT. LNAT is for the UK. So maybe look for full tests that you can do, your mock tests. That's the best way that you can get ready for it. I think there is a huge amount of general knowledge and aptitude tests that is there as part of the test. So it's just about keeping current with what's happening around the world and things like that. So those are great ways in order for you to get ready for these tests. Okay. So he is asking me, do our sports achievements affect or not? They are taken into consideration in a lots of universities here in India. There are sports quotas and scholarships that are given in some universities. So definitely, if you are very strong in sports, please continue to do so because it will help with your college applications. What would be the path I would have to take for media? So there's visual communications that you can do, there's mass media that you can do, there's mass communications that you can do, Simran. So those are all the different types, under media that you can do. It all depends on what your long-term goal is, okay? Also, if you do law from India, does it hold the same importance in any other country? Just the Commonwealth countries. So you might be able to practice in the UK and in Australia. Those two for sure you will be able to. So even students who study in UK and Australia are able to come back and practice here. There is an exam you'll need to do and it'll be the same for there. But you won't be able to practice Kushi in the US. Okay. Okay. So Anmol, what you can do is, how can you pursue your acting along with your commerce degree? You can look for little courses, a lot of these places. If you write into me at guideme@univariety.com, I can give you some places. It depends where you're living, where you're going to go to college for your commerce degree, and then we can find you places that you can take part or do short courses that will help you, get the skills that you need. I don't know where you're living right now, but I don't know which grade you are in, but make use of the opportunities your school is giving you in order to take part in different acting, maybe it's drama, whatever it might be. Get the experience that you need already so that, it'll be easier for you to get into an acting school. Okay. Okay, so I think I've taken for Kushi, yes, to apply to universities abroad, 9, 10, 11. And that's why it's so important. If there are people here in grade 9, you need to pay attention, start working on your grades, start working on your profile, tons that you need to do. All right. So very, very, very important. Mamansa, I'm going to just take your question and that's it. So MBBS, it's more competitive here than it is abroad, but there are lots of students who go to the UK in order to study because it's reliable, it is recognized here when you come back. It all depends on how much finances you have. The NEET exam is needed regardless if you want to practice here in India. So UK would be the only really good option that I would suggest in order for you to look if you're looking abroad. Otherwise, you have to look here. Okay. So for genetic engineering, Shravana, I don't think we have any right now for genetic. It's more at a master's level that people do it. So look at doing an undergraduate, just an engineering course first, and then for your masters you can do genetic engineering. Okay. So Pragati, are there any good websites offering? So we have psychometric tests that we can help you with. You can take one of our psychometric tests and then have a counseling session with one of our counselors who will tell you what your interests are, what your personality is, what your aptitude is, what you need to work on. So if you're interested, write into me at guideme@univariety.com and I'm happy to fix an appointment for you. For ECO honors from Lady Shriram or SRCC, my main focus has to be, yes, absolutely. Tanya, good. Yes, that's what you need. And both of them are very, very good for economic honors. So either one you need to look at, but you need at least 97, 98, somewhere there percentage, okay, for your grade 12. All right. I'm going to log off now because it's, way past my time. I'm going to look through some of these. If I haven't answered these questions, I will take them. But otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. We have very, very exciting ones this week. I'm going to be talking about 21st century skills tomorrow, and then we have the honor of having the principal of Thakur International School, Miss Joy Chauhan. She's going to be joining me. So there'll be two of us doing the presentation. She has a lot of experience. She's going to be giving guidance to parents and to students how to make best use of this time and learn online. You don't want to miss that one. And we are also going to have a university at the end of the week. I'm going to keep it as a surprise for you, but I'll have someone from the admissions office talking. So don't miss any of them. We hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'm going to take some of these questions and turn it into webinars for next week about college admissions and factors to look at and things like that. So thank you for your valuable questions. I'll be sure I answer them all either via email or through a webinar. All right. Thank you. Take care and have a great evening. Bye-bye.